Hello, Sula here from MistyHilltops.com. Thanks for stopping by. In this video, I'm working on a 6x6 double-page spread titled China Shop. I'll be scrapping a number of photos, and I'm working with a digital scrapbook kit, Imperial Palace by Dream Big Designs from Sweetshoppe Designs. So I prepared everything in Silhouette, in the Silhouette Studio software, and now I have printed everything out. Some of the embellishments are print and cut with using my Silhouette and a printer, obviously. So if you wanted to know how I get really good print and cuts, you can watch the video. I have a tutorial out on how I get perfect print and cuts with my Silhouette pretty much every time. So anyways, I have this background paper, and I decided, usually like with the recent projects I've made, I haven't been caring so much about using or not using ink, print ink in the background, but here I knew it was going to be a huge part of the page that was going to be covered up, so I decided to just put the background, just put a white square on the background which would be covered up, and so that I can save myself some printing ink from my printer. That's one way that you can save things as you are working on projects. So, and then the rest though was just smaller parts that need to be covered, so I'm not too particular about that. But when it's a big block that doesn't need to be printed and it's dark ink that is going to be used, then I try to be a little more frugal with what I have there. So anyway, now I have this paper flag that goes across the two pages, and I've already cut apart because it makes it easier. The smaller things are with printing, that's also better with saving paper and all that, because you can fit things better on a paper the smaller the embellishments are. So rather than trying to print this huge pieces of the background, I just cut them in just what would be on one page size, and then I can then easily just cut it out that way. So anyways, now I'm ready to add the photos, and there's a bunch of photos that I'm using here, and they're all between the sizes of 2x3 and I think 1.5 by 2, if I'm not mistaken. So they're small, and this is just a 6x6, 2 6x6 pages, so it's very small. I'm working on a small scale, but still there's a lot of things that you can do even with smaller layouts like this, and obviously it's easier to store than big 12x12 layouts that you may have for your albums. But I'm not saying one is better than the other, it's just preference that people have. So anyway, I'm almost done with gluing down my photos here. I'm just making sure that the one smaller photo aligns with the other smaller photo that I have there, so that's what I'm doing. It doesn't really matter that much with this kind of page, but I was going to do it anyway. And then I have this fun little bunting that I created. Again, this is one of the parts where I used my Silhouette to cut it out, and I just love the way that it turned out. It's actually on heavy cardstock, not just normal or thinner cardstock, so it really is going to be a nice addition to my page there. And then I have this little doily that I have a die cut set for, just little doilies that I want to put behind the photo there. So I always have to pay attention to what goes in front and behind, and often, frequently, I do forget. Here I seem to have not forgotten, and just used my toothpick to then add more glue behind the photo where it needs to be glued down with that doily. So then I'm ready to start embellishing, and I try to go usually with kind of like a triangular way of clustering, so that it creates a visual triangle. That's what I'm saying. And so this is one of the clusters that I'm working with. Obviously with smaller pages, there's only so much that you can put onto a page, but here I'm using my ball stylus to just push down the flower without using my big finger to push it all down, because these are paper flowers that I created myself, either most likely with some of my die cut sets. And so if I push them down too much, then they'll flatten out, and it's not what I want. I want the flowers to pop off the page, so I'm using my ball stylus there. And then here I am adding yet another little cluster there. So these are my 3 clusters, creating that little triangle there. So following that that design rule and principle there. And then I have a few more things that I am able to add to this page, and one is the title, and I'm trying to figure out where exactly I want to put it. Mostly I have my page designed, especially when I'm using digital products, then I am pretty much designing my page in the silhouette, then print things out, cut them out, and so on. I wouldn't do that as much if I was using more when I am using just paper products, which I do have too. And but obviously then I still add some of the things that are more like the die cut pieces that will not be in the silhouette. So even though I have a basic page planned out in my silhouette studio, I still need to then figure out how it really looks at the very end when all the embellishments and everything is added. So I have a general idea, but sometimes I'm still playing around with things, with placements and stuff. And here I decided that the title would go nicely right underneath the photos there. And it was a fun little, I got this fun little alpha that is has basically matting, and then these are die cuts or die cut pieces, and then the alpha goes on top. And I thought it was just perfect to create a kind of oriental kind of look with this alpha. That wasn't even what I was thinking when I got this kind of alpha, but it works really, really well with this page. And so I have my page done now. I'm going to leave you with some more close-ups. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Consider subscribing, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.